Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Thursday, the 23rd of November 2023. We'll be breaking down chart on the exact zones who are price to close both potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Wednesday, now the daily has been bullish at one point, trying to break above the Tuesday daily high. But what's interesting here is if we put a line to where the Tuesday daily high was formed, what do we see on the left? We see this rejection formed on this daily candle. We see a daily resistance. Now we're looking on a weekly. What do we see? We see weekly resistance. When we're looking on a monthly, what do we see? We see the previous monthly high. Now what do we see with this monthly high as well, this monthly candle? This monthly candle failed to break and close above this previous monthly resistance. So now what I can personally visualize, obviously the anticipation based on a high time frame, or what I've had recently was to see a correction of these weekly candles on the left. Now, since the weekly candle established a support from last week, this pullback, I anticipated to see a retest of this weekly resistance. So this is actually becoming like a good confirmation, and it all depends to see how this weekly candle forms, because what I can actually visualize at the moment, since the weekly tapped into this weekly resistance and now is retracing, since the daily is forming a resistance around the 2000 level, this is telling me that we could potentially see price forming a decent daily resistance and maybe a rejection on a weekly, this weekly candle, and then we could see a retest of the weekly support formed at this level for the continuation then to the downside. Because what I can visualize at the moment is to see this weekly candle closing weak bullish, or maybe even closing bearish with a rejection to the upside. And now to break down the chart and drop it down to the daily time frame, and what we can see, we have a recent daily resistance to be formed around the 2000 level. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame, and what we can see here, excuse me, we have a 4-hour support formed around 1987.300. Most recent 4-hour resistance formed around 20.03.700. Drop it down to the hourly time frame, and now we have a new range on the hourly. So what we're going to do, we're going to adjust. Actually, let's have a look. Okay, so we have an hourly support around 1988.300. We have the most recent 1-hour resistance formed around 1991.600. And then we're looking on a 5-minute time frame. So on a 5-minute time frame, we have a same level of support, a same level of resistance. Pretty much the same thing on the 15-minute time frame, excuse me. So now to identify the no trade zone, and I would say looking for potential buys, ideally I would say is to wait for price to break and close above 1992.500, above this 15-minute resistance. Potential sells. Now here's the thing. So the first thing we can see on the left is we have this hourly support. This is a small range, so we're going to adjust this level here. And then the next level of support, what do we see? We have this hourly support. Again, this is a small range, and this is like 15 pip range. So again, we're going to adjust this level of support to 1985.400. So potential buys above 1992.500, potential sells below 1985.400. And this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys, and going back to the daily. So the first thing we can identify here is a daily resistance to be established around 1999.700. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have this previous 4-hour support around 1996. Let's zoom in, drop it down to the hourly. Now we have this previous 1-hour support around 1998.900. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, we have a 5-minute resistance at this level, but this is expected to be broken during high volume time, because on the hourly we have clean traffic apart from this previous support on the left. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have the first target for buys. We have this daily resistance around let's say 1998, actually 1999, targeting the daily resistance. The second target for buys, now let's have a look again. We have a 4-hour resistance around 2004.200. Drop it down to the hourly time frame. Now we have this consolidation on the hourly time frame. So again, dropping down to the 5-minute time frame, this becomes a really messy range on those time frames. What we're going to do here is we're going to have the second target for buys at 20.04.200, targeting this 4-hour resistance for another retest. Now to look for potential sells, and going back to the daily. So the first thing we can see on the daily is we have this daily support around 1974,600. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. We have a 4-hour support around 1971,900. This is a big range, so we need to identify something within those levels. Zooming in and dropping down to the hourly time frame, and what do we see now? We have a hourly support around 1977,300. Let's have a look again. That's 70 pip range. Looking at the 5-minute time frame. Now we have let's have a look on the 15-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, we have this previous 15-minute support around 1980,900. Let's have a look on the 4-hour time frame. So actually what we could see here is we have the first target for sells. We could have it targeting this 15-minute support around 1981. The second target for sells, let's have a look again. Now we have this daily support around 1974,100. Drop it down to the 4-hour time frame. A 4-hour support at this level. Looking at the hourly time frame, we have an hourly support around 1973,700. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, this is a support, but before that support we have this messy range, like some sort of a support on the hourly. So obviously we could have the second target for sells at 1977,400, targeting this hourly support. There could still be the anticipation to see this hourly support to be tapped as well around 1973,700.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.